Okay.
It's a Sony. Okay, so we're gonna start oil filter. I went an Ultra on this because it's all they had in at the time. Now, I've seen a lot of people do this differently and talk different things. A lot of people I've heard put grease on the little rubber seal. I just use a little new oil. It helps keep the oil filter from seizing onto the side of the block. Makes it a little bit easier to take off the next time. And put this little turkey down in here. Try not to get the seal all greasy and dirty. And spin him on. Make sure you don't cross thread it. And spin it out until it touches the block. And about a quarter of a turn, half a turn, turn and a half. I put it on until it's tight. A lot of people, a third of a turn after it touches the block, contacts the block. It's like, you know what, I want the thing on there tight. Never had any problem with it leaking. And I've always gotten them off, so. We're gonna reuse this plug. But actually, if you look at it, somebody has used probably vice grips. You can see the vice grip marks. Looks like they've used a crescent or something on it, and you can see how it's really messed up. Don't do that. Take the time to get the right wrench. You can see somewhere here. File. Them little nasty. Kind of doctor this up and use it one more time. There. Get the wrench fit all the way on. And no, it did come off. Yeah, you go back under here. Pretty self-explanatory. Put the plug back in. I'll never forget, years and years ago, I got in a hurry. I was changing the oil on my stepfather's Granada, and got the oil all dropped out of it, got the oil filter all changed, and started dumping new oil in it. Yeah, after I dumped 4 quarts of oil in my front yard, I suddenly realized that I forgot to put the plug back in. It's always best to make sure you put that in. You don't need it super tight, but you don't want it coming loose. That should do it. Up here. We're done with these tools, so just take them off. Hang them up. Have to search for them next time. So, these days I gotta bust out the pressure washer and clean this motor off. There's big benefits to having a clean motor. Number one, yeah, they look nicer. You get under here and there's not grease all over it and everything. However, also, a clean motor will actually run cooler, because it's able to dissipate heat better than being covered in a layer of insulating grease. So I will get this thing all cleaned up someday. Not worried about selling it right now. Got almost 240,000 miles on it. Who's gonna buy it? Well, now the next thing here you want to do is make sure you know how much oil your vehicle is going to require. This particular vehicle will require, it's right at about 2.75 quarts of oil. Almost 3 quarts without the filter. With the filter, I believe it's 3.5 quarts. Well, I've already used a little bit of oil out of this, so I'm right at about 3 3/4 quarts. That's what's in there. Dump oil all over the motor. Probably should have used a funnel, but no fun.
This is more exciting.
Absolutely. Add spice to life. Dump that right on in there. Glurby, 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 glurby. Guaranteed to 225,000 miles. I already beat that. I guess my motor's not guaranteed at all, is it? Okay. That's why you got rags. Clean that garbage up. Put the cap back on. With that many miles on this, put the cap on when it's not running, or else the blow by from the past the valves will just about blow that cap out of your hand. I don't know why this car is still running. I'll be totally honest, I have not kept up with the maintenance on this car like I should have. I did at first, but just got busy, and this car has been abused. There's times I'll come out here and check the oil on it, and it's 2.5 quarts of oil, low on oil. Like, I don't understand why this thing's still running. So I don't want to hear any comments about how Chevys are better than Fords or Dodges are better than something else. This happens to be a Ford. This thing's got mega miles on it with a lot of hard abuse. This particular model, this particular car has been phenomenal. I ain't gonna say that they all are. Okay, so next, let's move stuff out of the road here. You can come on over. Now what you want to do is start it up. Take a peek. Make sure you have no oil pouring out from underneath. No drips, no drops, no dribbles. We like no drips, no drops, no dribbles.
Especially no dribbles.
Yeah, we don't like dribbles.
No, not in this thing.
Dribbles are bad. So now that we're done with the actual oil change, I'm going to go ahead and take this back off the ramp. A lot of places, and this is why I don't really like Jiffy Lube and them, they'll check your oil right now. Like, I want it to drain down out of the motor a little bit first. And just take your time, do it right. Don't get in a big hurry. Okay. Now, check your fluids. Now, a little secret with new oil. A lot of times you get new oil on that dipstick and you can't see it. See that dust coming off my pants? Just take and wipe that thing on your pants a couple times, get a little bit of dust on it. It's not going to be enough to actually harm the car. You put it back in. pull it out, and it's a lot easier to see that level now. Levels right there, right at my fingernail. Right there's full, so we're in good shape. So, while you're under here, take a look at stuff. Power steering fluid's good. The only thing that's power on this car, power steering and power brakes. And, you know, do it once over. We still got to put the filter back in. Aha, see? Check stuff over. That way, you find that your master cylinder is a little low on fluid. You top her up. There we go. Now, we'll probably be doing another installment on this car. I got all 4 struts to replace. Actually, talking about abuse on this car, both back struts have busted springs on them. Not sure exactly. I think it was when Mom took it ball hauling off the side of the road a couple of years ago during Christmas. She went to make a turn and go out the edge of the road, okay, ball hauled down.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she busted both back springs, so. But we got new ones. So we're going to take care of that. Now, here a little bit later, I'll go ahead and dump that in these jugs and take my recycling down to AutoZone and let them deal with it. So, we'll go and wash this filter out. My motor coat. Works with all brands of synthetic and petroleum-based oils. Will not alter the SAE ratings, blah blah blah. So how much do we want? Shake before using. Add 2 fluid ounces per quart of motor oil. Every 4th oil change. We're not doing heavy duty towing, so we want about 6 fluid ounces. That's 32, so about 1/8 of that thing. Now, from everything I understand of the motor coat, even though my oil is full, I dump this in, and it will literally absorb right into the metal parts on the engine, providing more protection. Was listening to a guy, and I guess he dumped like 3 times the recommended amount in, and the motor coat rep told him, don't worry about it, just keep an eye on the amount of oil. Oh. Well, would you look at there? It's got a handy little guide right on it.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
So
It's very helpful.
we wanted. I'm gonna dump 8 ounces in it. So I want to go down to 22, 24. So this one I'll be a little more careful of and actually hit the hole, because this stuff is like $26 for this little bottle.
Yeesh.
Yeah, it's a little expensive, but you know, it's the old song and dance. I mean, you get what you pay for. I've ran Duralube in the past, and I really like Duralube, and I'll probably use it again. But okay, there we go. That is 8 fluid ounces. She's got 230. We're going to see if we can push her to 500,000. This, as far as I know, 86,000 miles when I bought it. It's still the original motor. I don't think it's ever been touched. At roughly about 195,000. I replaced the timing belt. At 218,000, I replaced the clutch. When I pulled the clutch out, it still had the original Ford logo stamped into the clutch. I think it was original. The only things I've actually replaced on this car, timing belt, I replaced the alternator, replaced the clutch, and both front axles when I took and did the clutch because I had everything apart. Now the only other thing I'm going to be replacing is all Ford struts. I don't know of too many vehicles that'll run like that for that little bit of maintenance. It's been real good to us. I'm not complaining. No, let's go ahead and wash that filter out. You better check that. Now there's new struts for the Escort, so here in the next couple days we're going to be putting them in. We're going to finish this up real quick by oiling the filter. Take your air filter oil. Don't do this on a paper filter. Make sure that you have a reusable filter if you do this. First thing to do is throw the little cap on the ground so you can chase it around.
It's important.
Absolutely. Nice little coating of oil on this. Oh. And we just take this little guy. Make sure he fits back down in there. Clamp back on the way it's supposed to go. And there. That is all that is to doing the oil change on the Escort. Being that it's all seal bearings and everything, there's no grease zerks or anything to do. So. I guess it's until next time. We will see you guys later. Check that.